Hello everyone, in this video I will continue my gameplay videos, and before that gameplay I will give the short tank review of the tank which I'm playing in that gameplay. And in this case we are talking about Swedish medium tank at the tier 6 Strv74, and it's a tech 3 tank. Let's start with the armor. And when we are talking about hull and turret armor, let's be honest, this tank has none any kind of armor. Let's be honest. Uh, the turret itself, it's a pretty crazy shape, and when I'm uh, looking it, I would expect that it can bounce something, but to be honest, it doesn't bounce anything. Well, maybe some lucky shots on the lower tiers, but that's about it. I have been making those mistakes so many times that I'm going to front and get those good hold down position because this tank has pretty good gun depression, and I found myself very fast at the carriage because that that turret doesn't hold anything. So that's why I'm going to give only 1 star for this armor. About firepower, we are talking about alpha damage, penetration, reload, or the DPM, and this is the one thing what's start to shine. First, I thought that I'm going to give this only 3 star, but I'm going to give this 4 star. A little spoiler in this point, and the reason why I'm giving the 4 star is that penetration and alpha damages are not so great, and that point of view I would give the 3 star. The alpha damage is something a little more than 100, same goes to penetration, but with the cold ammunition that penetration jumps to the 200, and that's crazy good for the tier 6. uh, and the DPM is about 2000 or more regarding or depending on what kind of equipment you are using this tank. So that's crazy good, that the DPM for the tier 6 tank. Let's go forward. Gun handling, uh, accuracy in the paper, it doesn't might look so good or work so good, but in practically, I found it. This tank is very accurate. I at least I hit every time when I almost every time when I shoot in this. Also, same goes to the snapshots. So dispersion factors are very good in this gun, and so it works very well. It's not the best best gun hang on forever, but it is very good. I would give rated this as a 4 star. Mobility, we are talking about speed and agility, how it works. Uh, it doesn't, this tank doesn't get that. It has speed limit something less than 50 kilometers per hour, so not the fastest tank. It's roughly about something like that. Uh, but it moves pretty smoothly. I haven't found any situation where I'm sluggish in this tank. So I will rate it as the 4 star too, because it works just fine, and I get everywhere where I want in the time what I want. So it works just fine. Not the fastest, but still it works, and that power weight ratio works just fine. Other features, and now this tank has the peaking point. What is the best of this tank? We are talking about view range and those gun limitation and constraints. Those are crazy good in this tank for the tier 6, and that the limitations for a gun. I mean, we are talking about 15 degrees gun depression. It's crazy good, and that's the thing what raises this tank so much higher than any tank in this many other tanks in this game. So I will give that for the all the 5 stars. And the vibes and feelings about when I'm playing this tank, uh, I enjoy a lot. This I don't know, is this the best tank in the tier 6 mediums? But pretty close. This is absolutely one of the best tier 6 mediums in this game, and it's a tech 3 tank, so everyone can get it and enjoy it. I enjoy a lot of on playing this this tank, and it's just great. Those feelings are good. Uh, some notes again. Uh, this is pretty and or not pretty. It is very flexible tank and mobile in generally. Like I said earlier, it's not the fastest, but it takes me there where I want to go, and in that time what I want. It's I don't I haven't faced it or struggled not so much about that speed on this tank. Uh, the one of the biggest best things in this tank is that 15 degrees con depression. It's crazy. I mean it's same as those Swedish higher tier TDs with the hydraulic system suspension systems. This is get the same, and that's something very crazy and good. We can see at the gameplay that there's one situation where I'm using this very good, or a lot of situation where I'm using taking out this very good gun depression situation or this feature on this tank. Something what is good to mention is, like I said earlier, this tank doesn't have armor. Don't lie on it that you can bounce or block some shots. No, this doesn't work. And another bad thing is that the whole tank's profile is pretty tall. So time to time it can be flipped in some situation, and also because it's tall, it expose easily itself if the player isn't careful enough. But a higher profile or tall profile is good for that gun depression when find those situations where you can snapshot enemies on the over the hill and so on. Uh, Ammo specs are not great when we are talking about standard ammunition and so on, but the DPM is crazy good, like I said earlier. And it is one of the best mediums in the tier 6, or I don't say, I have to be careful if I'm saying that this is the best one, but pretty close. This is great tank, and also the expectation values are pretty low on this tank, so this tank is pretty easy to mark, at least that 65 and percent and 85% is pretty easy, and I'm going to get that third mark under the 100 battles probably. It's so pretty easy and to get those badges and so on. I guess people don't play so much this tank nowadays, so that's why those expectation values are so low. In overall, what I how I rated this, I will give this a 4 star out of 5. It's very good tank. I recommend that if you don't haven't played this one, go and get it, and you will enjoy it. And now for the gameplay. Uh, this is pretty good gameplay. This time I choose gameplay where I'm doing more than 3000 damages, and it's crazy good. Oh, no, well, yeah, it's very good score for a tier 6 medium tank. And yeah, this is the one where everything goes pretty well. And there's one funny thing what I watched it afterwards, that I was so uh, I didn't know where the enemy Hellcat is, and I was more or less paranoid uh, most of the time. At the end, I thought that it was in the different corner where it finally was. And uh, yeah, I was so leon on it that I will find it in different places. I'm shooting blinds and so on. And yeah, but it's a little bit funny. Let's see how this goes.